Good morning to you. It's Monday morning. My name is Catherine Mwangi. Thank you for finding and making the time to tune in to Books and Blogs today on Life and Style on KTN, your home of entertainment. Today we're having personal conversations. My guest has written a powerful book titled Me versus Me, Conversations with My Tomorrow, and his name is Kevin Odongo. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Catherine.
And you look wonderful.
Thank you.
Are you comfortable? You
I'm
found
very
a place for
comfortable.
your leg. You're asking where to place your legs.
I'm very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I love this title, Me versus Me.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Now, a lot of people don't have conversations themselves. The book was actually inspired by my observation with people. I'm a teacher by profession.
Oh, what do you
Yes.
teach? Where?
I teach hospitality in Utali College.
Nice.
So I've been doing it for a couple of years, about 10 years now.
So can you cook too?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
I'm
you're a
very
good cook.
Yeah,
I asked that for the sake of the gentlemen behind the cameras.
I'm a very good cook.
Oh, wonderful.
So having observed my students, they will be good in class, but some of them couldn't just be able to get a job because of the attitude. So that inspired the book. So in the book I ask, if you were to write a letter to yourself today and have it read 5 years after this, what will you tell yourself? So what stands between you and your dream is your attitude.
Okay.
So the book is about attitude.
Okay, let's break that down a bit so you've come closer home. When you say you're unable to find a job because of attitude, what usually is going on in someone's mind or life for you to
Yes.
sum it up as an attitude problem?
As an attitude problem, because most of the time it's confidence is one. And a lot of people have this record they play in their mind of negative things that happened in the past about themselves. So they're very good, classwork they're good. But when they stand out there before the interviewer, all these things play in their mind. And so in the book I address, like, that's why it's titled Conversations with Myself, with My Tomorrow.
With my tomorrow.
Because it's all about you. What you tell yourself is so powerful. Our greatest fear is that we are not powerful. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So a lot of us fear our light. So the book is all about addressing yourself and your ability to be able to stand out, which is most of the time the attitude. Yes. And most of the time I know we've been told about so many things, that many self-help books that I've come across, and we complicate the issue, but it's very simple. What is it that gives you joy? What is it that keeps your heart singing? What is it that gives you excitement when you wake up? Like when I was coming this morning, I was just excited, you know, because I knew I was going to change somebody's life. And that is the satisfaction. You got to find something that will give you the inner satisfaction. Not, we are told, you know, these are the steps you need to be able to be successful. But success for me is finding your light, finding what is it that gives you joy? What is it that gives you energy? What is it that you cannot do without? What is it? The other day I came across a quote that was saying, your dream is not what appears in your sleep. Your dream is what cannot make you sleep.
It makes you lose sleep.
Yeah, it makes you lose sleep.
Yeah.
Do you wake up at night just to use the washroom, or do you wake up because of a dream? Yeah, so those are the things that if we address, and I've tackled it in the book, where there's a chapter written, stick to your own handwriting. We want to copy different handwritings, but you have your own handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want us to dig deep in that, like
Yes.
especially now with social media.
Yes.
What you find happening is this game of comparison.
Yes.
So most platforms you find give the opportunity for people to post their photos,
Yes.
what they're eating, where they're going, who they're with. And if I'm to speak also on the two famous people who committed suicide a couple
Yes.
of days ago,
Yes.
famous, have everything they want. You look at their social media,
Yes.
you want that life.
Yes.
And then the next thing, they're making international headlines, they've committed suicide.
Yes.
And here we are, there's this generation coming up who they want to show off.
They have it all. And I address it in one of the chapters known as the approval syndrome. We want to be able to approve. We want to be able to be like so-and-so. We fear the process. We glorify the event. But the process is the most important thing. You see me in the limelight. You don't know my story. Everyone has a story. But you have to be willing to go through the process. I'm a hotelier by profession, and a good cake has to take time. And
Why didn't you come with cake first of all? I'm a sweet tooth.
And sometimes the aroma when the cake is being done, will be able to tempt you just to be able to go for the cake. But the cake is not yet done. So we fear the process. And social media is good. You know, we want to be able to look like we have it all, but we don't spend time with ourselves. The most important thing you can do for your life is spend time with yourself. Because inside you, there's something waiting. There's your potential. There's who you are that hasn't come out.
Yeah.
And in as much as Instagram is good, Facebook is good, we want to compare, we want to be able to take photos, we want to be able to show our enemies, in quotes, our assumed enemies, that we are doing well. But when you go back home, we are sad.
It's emptiness.
We are sad because the Creator meant you to be able to find your place in your place of assignment. That thing that makes you sing. That is the most important thing. Because, yes.
So how do you advise these young people? Who is able to talk to them and say, look, first of all, your life doesn't have to be splattered all over the place. There are those who use social media for business, legitimately.
Yes. It's true, it's true. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
there's that, but it's like they've been buried under all of this fakeness and glamorous living by most people. So they think that that's the way to go.
Yes.
So, and you're very deep, you have a depth and a passion to see people transformed.
Yes.
So how do you battle that?
Because a lot of the times people go through life because I'm a teacher by profession, like I told you. So we get a lot of people who just do the thing because they've been told by the parents to do this, or they've been told that if you do this course, you'll get a good job, or they just don't know themselves. So I think we need to be able to go back to the place of what is it that makes you be able to, like, for example, I'll give an example.
Yes.
My dad is an engineer by profession, and he wanted me to be an engineer. So I was in a place, I got into school, and the first exam we did was physics. And the teacher came back with the results, and she arranged the papers in a descending order. So she'll read until 3 over 10. I hadn't had my name. This was
At
the first
3 over 10, your
3
name?
over 10. She was reading in a descending order. I hadn't had my name. I had a deskmate called Charles, who was seated close to me. And then she read Charles 2 over 10. And then she remained with one paper. I knew beyond doubt,
It's yours.
this is mine. So I prayed 2 prayers. The first prayer I prayed, may not be 0. The second prayer I prayed is that may she not announce my name. She did the paper like this and hit me with it. Kevin, 1 over 10. So that kind of discouraged me. I thought I was inadequate. I thought because I was comparing myself to my dad, who is an engineer.
The 10 over 10s. Oh, and your dad.
Who is an engineer.
Yes.
So I didn't measure up to my dad because my dad is a very good civil engineer. So I thought I was nothing. So I went through all this in my mind until I came to myself, actually. For me, I would say that I started writing the book way back in Form 4 in my mind, yeah? Because I asked myself, these people that pass and me, and these people that excel in exams and myself, there's no difference. The difference is that I've just not found the right thing, and they just hit on the right subjects, and there you are. So we compare ourselves with people. It's like comparing a crocodile to a lion.
Yes.
We have different fields.
Yes.
So the young people just need to go back and find what is it that you used to love way back in school when you're not deceiving yourself. We don't tell ourselves the truth.
Wow. So how does one start? Those who find it challenging to talk to themselves, how do they start doing that?
It's very simple. Every day has 24 hours. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? A lot of this, I know we do that. 90% or let's say 8% get into the social media page. Why don't you just purpose to spend 5 minutes with your Creator? Put God first, because God is the Creator. He's the one who created you. When you put God first in your day, then you spend your day and ask yourself, what is it that I want to achieve? Is it moving me closer to what I want, or am I pleasing people? Because we tend to please people. We want to be able to a point, if you tell somebody you're looking good, they're saying, really? Are you for real? Or you are kidding me? Because they're not sure of themselves. I was listening to somebody who was saying, like, if you spend enough time with a mirror, even if somebody tells you that there's something here in your face, you won't believe them because you've spent enough time with the mirror. But when you just glance at the mirror, you'll be deceived. Somebody will tell you there's something here, you'll be able to do this. So we don't spend time with the mirror, and the mirror is ourselves, our souls. We don't spend enough time with ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's where the problem is. So
Yeah.
we when we purpose just to spend time with ourselves and ask ourselves questions that transform, it will be very, very important. Yeah.
And so if when someone wakes up in the morning,
Yes.
you touch base with the creator, with your
Yes.
creator,
Yes.
and that aspect of holding oneself accountable.
Yes.
Because most people know, for example, they're indisciplined, they're wasteful, they're malicious. People know.
Yes.
You know, people know.
Yes.
They know it, but the issue is
Yes.
acknowledging it out to themselves so that they can change.
be able to
You
change.
know, they're able
Yes.
to change.
Yes.
So do you take people through any kind of coaching to get them there?
No, I'm not really a coach.
Yeah.
Per se, but I will say maybe my coach because I write and people. There's somebody actually called me the other day and told me they use the book as a tool
Wow.
in their hand. So I don't really coach people on one-on-one, but I can be able to do that through my writings, which has inspired me because I really want to help out people out there to just be able to find the right path. So if you can be able just to spend time, and somebody told us that there are two things that can change your life: the books you read and the people you meet. So the best thing is just to be able to find books that can be able to just nourish your soul and build you up, build you up in a great way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you should consider that one-on-one because, yes, the reading is there.
Yes.
People can access that.
Yes.
But I think your next level should be that.
The one-on-one.
The one-on-ones,
It's
yeah.
true. It's
yeah,
true.
there's something about you speaking to a person or
Yes.
a group of people
Yes.
that they're like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, that can transform. I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, I
and
agree.
even like as you go on up higher,
Yes.
usually what I've realized is the masses want an audience
Yes.
with the person they're reading about.
Yes.
So accessibility
It's very important.
is critical.
Yes.
In this day and age,
Yes.
I think the reason people feel lonely or separated or ostracized is
Yes.
I have no one to talk to.
Yes.
So the laziness and the indiscipline
true.
of I can't pick this book to read. Sasa
Yes.
kitabu yote nitamaliza lini, you know,
Yes.
because maybe they don't love reading
And the
books.
Kenyan culture.
There you go, which we are
Yes.
trying to change through this show. But
Yes.
if they know, I can reach Kevin,
Yes.
then let me call Kevin, and Kevin, you know, I can be
And take
calling
my
him when I
service.
need, exactly. I
Great.
think in our society we need that.
Yes, I agree. I'll take that. I need to be able to do more of that. Though I do that sometimes because, like I told you, I meet a lot of students, so one-on-one. But I need to take it to the next level
Yeah.
and just be able to create a platform where people can
Yes.
be able to
Yes.
access that information.
People want that a lot. We see
Wow.
it. We see
Wow.
it. So
Wow.
every story has a story. So what's your story? How did you find yourself here?
My story is very interesting because I never knew in my mind I would write.
Oh,
I never knew in my mind I could write. So way back in school, we would have this exercise of composition. So we'll write. And I used to be the best in class because I used to be very imaginative and creative, and I'll actually score the best in composition. So when I got into high school, I forgot about that. Was drowned by peer pressure, all those noise. You want to be what? You want to be an engineer. All those things drowned that. So after school and college, I will sit down and write. At night, I'll write. I had a black book. I will write to myself, then keep it. I'll write to myself, keep it. I'll write to myself, then keep it.
wow.
Then I started doing that on my page.
Yeah.
So I opened up a page called Winning Talks on Facebook, where I will just inspire guys. I don't know who I would inspire. I will just, every day I would inspire guys on this page. So at a certain point, somebody told me that everything you were saying on that page every day ministered to me because I was going through something that you are addressing. So I said, this is good. I mean, I'm helping out somebody. So I began writing, and way back, about 2 years ago, we joined an academy for personal development by Pepe Minambo. And we began, you've heard of Pepe Minambo. So
yes.
he began taking us through what is it that is your purpose. So I discovered that actually my purpose was writing. So I got the confidence, and then I began sending my articles to Standard. And then they began publishing my articles.
Okay.
Yeah. So for quite a period of time, actually for a period of about 10 weeks, they'll publish my article every Saturday. So that gave me the boldness that I can be able to write, because people are responding and saying,
Yes.
your article, I mean, even my own dad actually would buy papers every day.
Just to read your
just
article.
to read my article. So that gave me the boldness, and I began to write, and put all the manuscripts together.
Yeah.
Then I met Gabriel. Gabriel is a publisher in Writers Guild. Then he took me through the process, and here we are.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah.
And what does your dad say about it?
My dad is excited about it. He had actually a book. One of his friends gave him a book about 25 years ago. So he kept it because in his, his kids, nobody in the family was interested to be able to write. So he told himself, I'll give this book to whoever will be interested in writing. So he didn't know that I would emerge as a writer. So he gave me the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when did the
He's
pressure
excited.
when did he stop with I need you to be an engineer?
No, actually it stopped when I moved into the hotel industry. I'm a trained hotel manager.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm a trained hotel manager who is a teacher now.
Yes.
Yes.
And now
a writer.
there's this happening.
Yeah.
What else is in you?
What else is in me? I love fun, so I do team building on the side. Yeah.
Wow, social. I mean, it's a social level.
I just create. I look for a way to be able to build people through games, and then learn from that. So I love fun. I love fun. So.
Okay.
But most importantly, my friends call me Mr. Attitude.
Oh,
Yeah.
because that's like what you really talk
that's
about.
My core. That's my core. That's my core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you define as a bad attitude?
Let me begin with an attitude. A good attitude is a belief in yourself that actually is reflected in your actions. So a bad attitude is a disbelief in yourself that is reflected in your actions. And one of the things that a lot of people go through is the big man syndrome. The big man syndrome is where you want to show everyone that you are in charge. You assert your authority over people. You tell them that you are above them because you have a bad attitude with yourself. You're not comfortable in yourself. If you're comfortable in yourself, you won't make me feel bad, or you won't make me feel small. So a bad attitude cannot really be put out like a single sentence, but it's displayed in a lot of things. A lot of life. So I observe a lot. I'm an observer of life.
Yeah.
I observe a lot of bad attitudes. Everywhere I go, I see bad attitudes. Everywhere I go, in public places, in supermarkets, bad attitude. Like, I'll give you a short example.
Yes.
I was in a supermarket a few years ago. Then I got into this place where they're selling ice cream. So I said, wow, this is good. Because they'd written, buy 1 liter of ice cream, pick half liter free. So I love ice cream, so I picked. So I got into the counter, and there was this cashier who was just having a bad attitude, not smiling, not saying hi to anybody. I understood it because the line was long. So when I got into the line, I just wanted to have a conversation with him. So I asked him, Sema boss, sasa? Then he went like, poa. Then I said, naona leo mko na offers ice cream. You won't believe what the guy said. He said, kwani leo ndo umeziona? So that's a bad attitude. You can't really place your hands on it, but we see it everywhere, in banks, in hospitals, everywhere, every public office. There's bad attitude everywhere. It's a bad attitude stands between you and your dream.
So how does a bad attitude get cured? What should we do?
Very, very simple. Bad attitude gets cured by just changing your thoughts, changing your belief system about yourself, changing yourself. Because a lot of the times when we wake up in the morning, we don't even, because I believe that every one of us has some energy in us, has some environment in us, has some positivity or negativity around us. There are people you hang around and you get depressed because whether you like it or not, you're always communicating something. There are people that will always tell you Nairobi is difficult, life is difficult. But there are people that tell you, I thank God for Nairobi. So our approach, how we view life. A small baby, for example, when they fall down, they wake up. But us as adults, when we fall down, we listen to our doubts, we listen to every bad thing around us, every bad thing around us. Today, for example, just tell somebody that when somebody asks you, one of the things I tell people is that avoid this word. We like as Kenyans, when somebody asks you, how is life? Then you go like, tunaskuma tu, tunangangana. You see, that's a bad attitude.
Yeah.
You may not know it, but it's voiced in your actions. So what about if somebody asks you, how is life? Tell them, I thank God. Money is coming faster than I can think. My health is good. you'll make people uncomfortable. So just begin to speak positivity to yourself.
Positivity, yes.
Tell yourself you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Tell yourself you're looking good. If nobody tells you, tell yourself. So it begins slowly by slowly. Tell
Yes.
yourself you're very intelligent. You're the most hardworking person. Just tell yourself. Then your actions will begin to reflect, and you want to know what happened to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it starts there, like it's as small,
Small
as that.
things.
Yes.
When you walk into a restaurant to eat, thank God for that food. Thank God for the coffee. You know it's coffee, but thank God. In traffic, if somebody wants to overtake, just give them way, let them go. You know, so if we do that one person at a time, we'll change our society. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So positivity,
Yes.
in the name of positive confessions,
Yes.
the things you're telling yourself as
Things-
well.
Most importantly, yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those sum up the conversations with my tomorrow.
Those
it starts
sum up-
there.
It starts there. So that sums up the conversations with my tomorrow. In the book, I give an example of this small young man who went for an interview, and then he sat in the lobby waiting for his turn to go. Then the boss, the director, came and sat next to him. So he started complaining to this director about how these guys have kept him for an hour, and how he was late for an appointment. That was actually the interview, because they're looking for that done interviews. He had actually been shortlisted, but what stood between him and his job is his attitude. So that's why I'm so passionate about attitude, because everyone has potential, but what stands between you and your potential is your attitude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, may God help us.
Yeah.
May God really
Yeah.
help us.
Yeah.
So you spoke about the approval syndrome, which,
Yes.
which I think is what this generation is suffering from.
Yes.
A lot of it. You've spoken about the big man syndrome. What other syndrome is in the book?
There is the winning mentality. My favorite part. The winning mentality. Having a winning mentality is a thought in your mind, or I would say like thoughts in your mind that only think victory all the time. So in the winning mentality, I bring out a part of having I call it the reference point book, where you jot down all the victory points in your life. A lot of the times we only celebrate birthdays, but what are the good things that have happened in your life that you've documented?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to bring this out, and that is what gives you the winning mentality. Because every one of us is born a winner. Every one of us is born a winner. But it's your mentality that tells you you're not a winner. So I address the winning mentality.
Yes. Who inspires you?
First of all, God inspires me. After God, I glean a lot from many authors. One of them is Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is one of my best authors. And also Robert Greene.
Oh, the mastery.
The
guy.
Mastery book.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's done the Mastery book.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. So, where can people find this book, Me versus Me?
Now, Me versus Me, like I said, I just did the launch last year.
Yes.
So we are working on being able to place it in bookshops. So right now we are selling on social media.
That's fine. Give people your social media.
My social media page is Winning Talks, just winning, then talks. Then the Instagram page is Kevin _attitude. Then the till number of the book. Do I give the till number of the book?
Yes.
If you want to, the book is just 500 shillings. The till number is 885021. 885021. It will just be written Winning Talks. Then we can deliver in Nairobi. Outside Nairobi, we can be able just to send you the book wherever you are. Yes. Because right now we are using CLC. CLC is based in Hurlingham. So they have a bookshop. Some of my books also found in CLC. Then there's also something called Inama Bookshop. I don't know if you've heard of Inama Bookshop. Inama Bookshop is a bookshop where you walk in the streets of Nairobi, you can be able to pick it.
That's why I haven't heard of it. It's called Inama Bookshop.
Yeah, along Kenyatta Avenue.
Kuinama.
Yeah, Cameo Cinema, Kenyatta Avenue. There's a friend of mine who sells my books there. If you're in Nairobi, you can pick it up. It's called Inama
Inama
Bookshop.
Bookshop.
Yeah.
Inama Bookshop. You've heard what that is.
Yes.
Okay, so your Facebook is Winning Talks
The
on
Facebook page is Winning Talks, but my personal Facebook page is Kevin Odongo. Yes.
So anyone who needs this book can find you.
Yeah. The Facebook page is Winning Talks with the cover of actually the book. We did the launch and the cake that looks exactly like the book. So
is it?
Yeah.
Did you bake it?
No, I didn't bake it. My friend baked it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next for you? I know this book has to be marketed.
Yes.
Are you writing anything now? Do you have thoughts of what else to write about?
I'm actually doing a second book.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a second book, but I don't have the title yet. Yeah.
But what's the context?
The context is about what stands between us and our potential. I know I've spoken about attitude, but in this second book, I'm talking about what is this that you can be able to change about yourself and your purpose. So the book talks about, like I said, I don't have the title, but I address the issue of purpose.
Yes.
Like one of the things I address about is the paradox of passion. We've been told to look at passion and to find whatever you're passionate. What happens if there's no passion? Because sometimes there's no passion in what you just don't feel like, you're doing the right thing, but you just don't have the passion for it.
Yeah.
So I address that in the book.
Igniting passion.
Yeah, so I'm yet to find the title, but I address all those things about purpose and potential.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who did the cover for this one?
The cover for this one was done by Writers Guild. Yes, Writers Guild is my publisher.
I like it. I like it.
Thank you. So the cover is actually, if you look at the cover, the cover is a bit dark and there's the moonlight there. So it's about, if you look at the dedication, it's dedicated to every young soul who wants to be able to make a difference. So you're having a conversation with yourself today. It may be a bit dark. But if you look at the back of the book again, the back of the book has another story. Now the light has come. So you've been able to change your attitude. So now there's light. So that's the whole thing.
Wow.
Yes.
And I like this line. If you are to write a letter to yourself today, but keep it to be read after 5 years, what shall have changed in your life? I think that's a challenge everybody needs to have. Everybody
needs to have. You need to ask yourself. So in the last chapter actually of the book, I address the legacy attitude. We live like we'll last here for a while. What will be said in your absence? So you say that make sure you leave a mark in people's hearts, but not in the tombstone. What will be said about you when you're not there? Or even presently, what are people saying about you when you're not there? That is who you are.
Yeah.
So the legacy attitude.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it, Kevin. All the best with this book. I believe it will be a great success.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you, Catherine.
So if you want a copy of this book, find Kevin on Facebook. The page is Winning Talks, or his personal page is Kevin Odongo, or on Instagram is Kevin_attitude, because he's Mr. Attitude himself. Me versus me, conversations with my tomorrow. It's been our conversation this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Let us have your feedback on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and of course, Instagram. We pave way now for Brian with Beyond the Sport.
Ukiona Kenya ikihost tournament bigi kama CHAN ambayo tulikuwa tu host 2018. Alafu kidogo kwa sababu tu ya utepetevu ya officials, ya kidogo hatuwezi host CHAN tena.